So welcome everyone. So this morning obviously is our normal fortnightly group client catch-up, and today's topic is about personal goals and wealth creation. Now the reason why I've selected this topic is because if you guys remember, we use this checklist. It's a modified one that I've put in place as of this year. Simplified, and this covers all of those 9 areas in my business building model, and each of these 9 areas has a list of strategies, and I'm just going through this list and making sure that we've covered training topics, and I've recorded videos to help people who may join the program and need training around these areas. And today's is around these two: the life or bucket list, which is really about your personal goals, and your wealth creation plan. Okay. All right, so let's get into it. As per normal, this is the agenda. We're going to go through today's training, and then after the training, we'll go through a client session to discuss implementing this, the topic, review your fortnight, look at what your priority projects are, and then how can we help you progress your plan as well. All right, so today's topic is all about, as I said, personal goals and wealth creation. And as you can see, I've got a few questions. What drives you? What is your why? And where does wealth fit into that picture? Now, the reason I've got Simon Sinek up here on the slideshow is because obviously we all know that Simon has written a book called Start With Why, and it's all about your purpose, and really aligning your business and your personal life with your purpose. Okay, and that's all about understanding really what is that purpose, what drives you, and where wealth fits into that. I do believe that if we can not just focus on our business, obviously we focus on how do we create wealth for ourselves, and that helps then allow us to free us up from the business to spend more time on our personal goals. And I think it's not all about money. We all know that, but I think the more comfortable we are, whatever level of wealth you're looking for, the more comfortable you are, the easier it is to then focus on those personal goals and achieve those personal goals, whatever they are for you. So we're going to go through an exercise today to help you start that process if you haven't done much of it in the past. And this is, once again, those 9 areas in my business building model. And within each of those, I've got 9 areas that I focus on, similar to that checklist that I shared. And wealth creation and the life bucket list are in this top right-hand corner, which is all about direction, knowing where you're headed, and taking the strategy that we've put in place and making sure that it's being implemented. All right, so personal versus business. So as you know, I spend a lot of time on business goals, helping everyone get clear on their long-term goals business-wise. We have a 90-day planning process, but really, I want to focus on personal because sometimes. So let me just see someone else's. I think Brian is trying to get back in. So I really want to focus on personal goals because a lot of times business goals don't drive people. Some people are really focused on business. They have a picture and a clear picture of what they want to achieve in their business. They're really excited about their business goals and what they want their business to look like. But a lot of times people aren't. And I think even if you are focused on business goals, at the end of the day, it's satisfying some sort of personal need, whether it's recognition in terms of business achievement, or because you want to help more people. You want to grow your business because you want to help more people. You provide a great service. And at the end of the day, that is another underlying personal need and personal goal of yours. So I want to focus on personal because it really covers everything, and it covers business as well. But there's a lot more, obviously, to personal goals. And I'm going to go through 8 different categories in a minute for you guys to think about. So just in the chat box, don't share what your personal goals might be. But what I want to do is just ask you in your chat box, I'll just open up the chat box here, just enter in whether or not you are clear on what drives you personally, just a yes or no. Now, if you want to share it, if you think you know what drives you, that's fine. I can see Keith's on his phone, so appreciate you reaching for it to chat, Keith. Yeah, so just open up your chat box, hover over the screen, and or tap the screen if you're on a phone or iPad, and the chat button should pop up. And just yes or no. Yes, you're clear on what drives you personally, and you feel like you've got drive and the business probably aligns with that, or no, it's something you need to work on. Yep, so Sam's saying yes, I think so. Lee's saying no, not very clear. That's fine. Bryony's saying yes with an exclamation mark. Awesome stuff, Bryony. And I know Nick has joined us as well. Let me just check who's on the call now. Yeah, we've got Nick and Lauren on the call as well. All right, so some people are and some people aren't, which is perfectly fine. All right, so what about wealth creation? So I mentioned this already. You know, the reason I've included wealth creation in this personal goals topic is because it is one of the 8 categories that I'm going to take you through. And I do think that if we can, you know, whatever level of wealth, it doesn't need to be excessive wealth. It might just be comfortable lifestyle, but the more comfortable you are, the easier it is going to be to achieve your personal goals. And some people's personal goals, one of the key categories is wealth. You know, they want to create property, you know, property investing, shares, you know, other businesses potentially, so a whole range of things. All right, so here are my 8 categories. So what I'd want you to do is I'll just go through the 8. Family, friends, and this is not in any particular order because everyone's going to have different priorities. So family, friends, health and fitness, wealth, and that includes, and that is really material wealth I'm talking about, not spiritual wealth or anything else. I'm talking about material wealth, and that could be either investments, it could be toys, you know, all of those types of things. Experiences, so whether it's travel, sporting events, just learning new things. Achievements, and achievements could be recognition for something. It could be business awards. It could be sporting achievements. You know, whatever drives you. Personal growth, which is all about training, education, learning, growing as a person. It could be becoming better with your emotional state, your temper, your ability to connect with people, whatever that might be for you. And lastly, giving back, which is all about community, giving back to whether it's church, if you're that way inclined, or other charities and so on. Okay, so what I want to do is just go through a quick exercise with you all. Just select 1 or 2 of those categories. Doesn't matter which one. You know, the one that you select is probably the one that you're probably more aligned to, and just write down 1 or 2 things in maybe 2 or 3 of those categories. All right, so I'll just give you, so grab a piece of paper. I'm not going to get you to share. So just take, just start with one category. Only spend, 30 seconds max on each category. And I only want you to do a couple of categories just to get started. So choose a category and then just start writing down 2 or 3 things. Okay, so doesn't need to be a goal in the next 90 days or 12 months. It could be just any time in your life, okay? Or just a general state of health and wellness, for example. All right, so I'll just give you a bit of time to do that. And if anyone wants to share what their first category is, second category, whatever categories you choose, just feel free to add that to the chat box as well. I don't need to hear your personal goals, but just maybe the categories if you're happy to share. And not all of these 8 categories will, you may not have everything in something in all of these 8 categories, but just select 2 or 3 at the moment and just start that process. And then I'm going to open up to discussion in a minute. All right, so hopefully you're onto your second category. Here we go, Sam's sharing. He's got family, health and fitness, and experiences. Excellent. Nick and Lauren, are you on the call as well? And I can see you on the participant list. Nick and Lauren, exactly the same as Sam. Maybe that's why you guys get along. Family, wealth, and, oh no, sorry, no, different. So family, wealth, and experiences. Yep, good. And I know health and fitness is important to you guys as well. I can't see, I've only got the one person on at the moment, Nick, but once I open up the discussion, I'll put everyone on. All right, so let's actually, I'll give you another 30 seconds. You might be onto your third category by now. Remember, it's only just a couple of things on each one just to start the process off. While you're doing that, I might just talk about wealth, and then we might have a general discussion about that. So wealth is a few different areas. There's obviously your business, and the business can become an asset for a lot of people. I know people who have, for example, lived their whole life building a financial planning business that never really made a lot of money. I mean, it was enough to get them by, but it was when they retired and sold that financial planning business, that's when, you know, they created a lot of wealth for themselves. Some businesses have inherent wealth built in. Some businesses don't, like mine, doesn't really. My wealth needs to come from generating cash flow that I can invest in property or shares or maybe even other businesses. Keith's business is a kitchen joinery business. It can obviously generate good cash flow, but also hopefully is an asset that someone else might be, interested in buying down the stage. But obviously there's property, shares, and investing in other businesses. They're probably the main categories. All right, so I'm going to move on, guys. Okay, so I'm going to unmute you all, and